Hello friends, I hope you're having a lovely day. So as you may know, I have been more freely sharing my thoughts and opinions openly on the internet. And because of this, I have been inevitably receiving more thoughts and opinions back from people on the internet. Now most of these comments have been beautiful and positive, and I thank you so much for them. Others, however, have been a little, shall we say, snippy, sarcastic. Regardless, as I've mentioned before, I'm perfectly happy with having people share their honest, genuine opinions, as long as it's not hate speech, right? Now, 99.9% of the time, I just ignore these comments. I don't block it, I don't delete it, I don't remove it. Unless the comment is highly inappropriate, I just leave it be because that's that person's opinion, and it really doesn't matter. It's genuinely not worth my energy to take an action like remove, block, delete. However, I posted a video recently, and I received a comment that directly echoed back to me my fears right before I posted that video. And I wanted to dive into that a little bit and talk about that because I feel like this could really help somebody who may be seeing this and is trying to put themselves out there on the internet and is trying to make more of a presence online, but may feel these feelings of resistance and fear when doing so. I won't name the video, but I did post a video recently and I was sharing some of my thoughts and tips and tricks for the topic, and somebody responded with something along the lines of, wow, like so brilliant, so genius, and it was clearly sarcasm. Now the funny thing about this is, as I was editing that video and as I was watching it over and over again before publishing it, I had very similar thoughts about this. I had fears, and the reason was I recognized that the topic I was talking about was not new, it was not innovative. It's definitely a hot topic right now, so many people are discussing this online, and even a lot of things in the video that I shared were tips and tricks that other people have shared before as well. Now, there was a little fear in me because I was like, well, I'm not doing something new. I'm not doing something that hasn't been done before. I haven't invented some new way of doing something or created some new way of thinking about this, right? Not necessarily, so to speak. And my hesitancy with posting that video was, why should I even post this when someone else has done this before? And that's a very interesting thing to think about because there's two ways you can really go about it. You can listen to that fear and you can refrain from sharing your voice and your opinion and your personal perspective on something because it's been done before. However, there's a second approach. If you choose to move through the fear and move through the resistance and post your opinion and post your unique perspective and way of doing something or thinking about something, even if you haven't invented something new, even if you haven't said anything groundbreaking, even if you're sharing information where there might be a lot of that information already out there, I encourage you to post it anyway. And the reason is your unique voice, your face, your frequency, your perspective is entirely unique. Because of this, you are going to reach somebody who may have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of versions of that information before. You are going to reach them in a way that really jives with their frequency. It's really going to sink in, whether it's the fact that they had to hear the information 200 times for it to stick, or the fact that the way you presented it really spoke to them. This also brought up this idea that I've learned about before, where if you do nothing, you have a 100% chance of never bringing about anything. But if you take action, even a small action, like crossing the street and not getting hit by a car, if you choose to take action, even a small step, you are now in that 1% of people that are actually making something happen. Because most people won't take action on their inspiration or their thought or their idea. They will let it pass them by and someone else will do it. And then they will watch someone else do it and they will remain a consumer. So I want you to really think about that and sit with that. Even if you're not doing something super mind-blowing like inventing a new telescope or solving a new math equation or winning a Nobel Prize in medicine, even if you're not doing something grandiose and huge like that, do not let that stop you from sharing what you feel like is important to share. Because here's another part of it. Everyone has to start somewhere. I'll give you a personal example. One thing that I have expressed on my platforms is that it's been a challenge for me personally in my life to speak up, to speak my truth, to speak my thoughts and opinions. It's been physically difficult for me to take my thoughts and translate them into words in the way I'd like. I don't have a disorder or anything that I know of, but it's just been a struggle. So one of the things that I do to help me with this is I practice. I make little videos like this. I practice filming myself, I practice posting it and sharing it on the internet because that's a way of holding myself accountable. Check out these gorgeous mushrooms. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I love finding stuff like this on my walk. You know, this is also a great way for me to keep a time capsule of sorts. I have these records of what I was thinking, what I was learning, how I was feeling, what was going on in my life at that specific time that I posted this. I've mentioned this on my YouTube channel before, but I mostly create these videos for me to track my growth. But regardless of whatever your reason is for wanting to have a presence online and wanting to share your personality with the internet to better connect with a worldwide audience, I encourage you to post even if you think what you're doing isn't super big or grandiose or inventive. I encourage you to share because you feel the desire to share for some reason. So do it for you. Share for you. It doesn't matter if someone else likes it. It doesn't matter if 1 million people have talked about that topic before, because you have a unique perspective. You have a unique experience, and you might say something in such a way or present something in a way that really inspires somebody. And honestly, it's really about the energy behind it anyway. If you feel inspired, if you feel empowered to share something, share it, because that energy is welcomed in the world. That energy is needed in the world. It's necessary. So do it for you. Do it for the practice. Do it because you feel called to and inspired. And please, please, please don't stop because of bad comments. Don't stop because of negative other people projecting their own insecurities, because you know what? They're honestly probably just jealous that they're not taking action like you are. You are infinitely more brave than somebody hiding behind a screen, sharing a negative comment, because you're doing infinitely more. They wish that they had your light, your happiness, your positivity. They wish they had your courage. They wish that they were doing something meaningful, because they feel like they're not. So if you're brave enough to post something and somebody says something stupid about it, just leave their comment there. That reflects way more on them than it does on you. Obviously, unless it's something hateful, or if it's something that really bothers you, then obviously remove it or delete it, do whatever you gotta do. But honestly, it's not even worth the time and energy to remove a comment like that. Just leave it. So yeah, don't feel like you have to be Albert Einstein or Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or anybody that did anything hugely new and innovative in society at the time. Don't feel like you have to do that. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And also, you'd be doing it for the wrong reasons. You'd be doing it to make a huge impact. Just do something because it's important to you, because you feel the need to share it. And like I said, we all gotta start somewhere. Just practice doing it. Doesn't have to be rocket science. I hope you found this helpful and empowering to you to keep going, to fight through the fear, and to just go for it. Also, if you are interested in building healthy habits to lead to a life of overall wellness and health, I have a 6-week positive habit challenge program that you can check out. I've also got a self-care starter pack that will help guide you along a journey of self-love, healing, and self-care. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead of you, and remember to stay grounded, my friends.